think the one word that I could use to describe my trip was
humbling,
inspirational,
insightful,
pride.
Most powerful, amazing, rewarding, eye-opening, transformative experience in the history of my life.
There's a lot of good things that came out of the trip. I've never seen poverty like I did on that trip, but I've also never seen a community unite as much. Sounds really cheesy, but that's one thing, experience that I saw that changed me.
The community that we plan and we Hobsons went into to build a school was out in the middle of the eastern province of Rwanda. That actually used to be a national park before the genocide, and then as a result of the genocide, with all refugees trying to come back into the country and trying to find a place to live because their homes were completely destroyed, the country divided that national park in half and donated it to the refugees of the genocide, and that's where we built our school. No longer do school children have to walk 6, 7, 8 kilometers just to get to school anymore. No longer do they have to meet under a tree and be exposed to the elements. Now they've got a safe place that they can go, learn, share ideas, and transform themselves, transform their community, and therefore continue to help transform their country.
But in 2009, I went to Bolivia, went and visited La Paz and Santa Cruz. It was amazing. We were there for about 8 days and went half and half between the two different cities. We were able to visit a lot of different schools, and it was awesome. I think that my favorite part of it was being able to go to the school that we built in Santa Cruz, seeing all the different, all the different grades that were there. We brought lots of different gifts for everybody, and it was just so much fun. We played baseball and football and all that stuff, so it was a lot of fun to meet all the kids.
It's made me more grateful for things in life, and it's made me want to be a better person.
I think it really made me realise what I have and the kind of conditions some people live in around the world.
It has made me very aware of what we take for granted in the Western world and how really small things can please people without anything.
Hi, I'm Ed Ramirez, and I attended the planned trip in 2012 that went to the Dominican Republic, and when asked what I came away with, what I learned, I guess I would say that I learned that poverty has no borders. It's a domestic problem, but it's also an international problem. And within that are levels, and that it has no boundaries. So when you're amongst the poor and you see the poorest of the poor, it affects you. And I think what we're doing with the HUGS local charities, with the PLAN organization, it's the right thing to do. And in doing so, we're helping these families break the cycle of poverty for themselves, for future generations, and we're doing it through education, which is great. So do what you can and do it now.
The most memorable experience or the most memorable moment on the trip for me would easily be the soccer game. We found ourselves one of the days towards the tail end of the day visiting from school to school, and the one school that we visited at the very end of the day was a school of older children. When we arrived, they were all milling around out in the middle of kind of the common area there at the school. There was about 3,000 to 4,000 of them, and comes to find out that they wanted to play us in a game of soccer. They were incredibly excited. What a powerful experience that was to play soccer, to enjoy that moment, but also I think for me personally it was an amazing experience because I found myself getting incredibly competitive. If you know me, I am competitive, even though I probably shouldn't have been at the kids that are about 12, 13, 14 years old. But so I'm breaking down the left side of the soccer pitch, and I feel like I'm going in for a goal, and all of a sudden my legs get caught up. I completely wipe out in front of 4,000 students and 4,000 kids, and they all start laughing and clapping and cheering, and it was a very humbling experience to say the least, but obviously one that I'll always remember.
I think it brings to life all the work that we do for PLAN on a yearly basis, raising money, and really enabled me to come back and talk to people who maybe haven't been able to go on one of these trips about what it does actually do and the opportunities it creates for people in these developing countries.
positive experience that hopefully I can influence others to share the same passion.
It's nice to work for a company I know that cares